Australia's in its first recession in almost 30 years, but business owners on the brink of collapse aren't going down without a fight. They can see a road out and they're begging our leaders to listen.
We just can't reopen. Like, I have nothing, you know what I mean? I have no money.
Hospitality and dining is the lifeblood of Victoria and especially Melbourne.
If pictures tell 1,000 words, then this says it all. Melbourne once was a place known for its vibrant laneways and bustling cafe culture. So, as our city prepares to wake from a long 6-week slumber, it begs the question, how much of this damage can't be undone, and where to from here?
Everything's got put on hold. And the hold is like forever hold. You don't know when this hold is stopping.
Hospitality runs deep through Jesse Singh's blood.
Melbourne was the most livable city because of people like me. Because of the great cafe, the bar, the restaurant, the art scene, the music, the theatres, the bookstores.
Jesse has 4 restaurants in Melbourne, a place he proudly calls home.
We are the one who made this city great. So now we need the help, most help from the government.
The new year seemed promising for Jesse, who opened Mrs. Singh. Then the lights went out.
We were only traded for about 3 weeks. We got shut down right after 3 weeks.
Worst of all, Jesse fears his industry may never be the same again.
It's going to kill us. Most business in Melbourne CBD, I would say more than 40% business won't even reopen.
We first met this generous restaurateur in April while he donated hot meals to frontline workers.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
It's hardworking owners like Jesse bearing the brunt of the crippling shutdown.
And it's so unfair and so wrong.
Jin Penman from Jim's Mowing wants to sue the Victorian government. The lawn mowing king is furious. Hundreds of his contractors are banned from work, while council mowers are not.
The Premier says that to mow a pensioner's lawn is not necessarily public health, but his own lawn is immaculate. Public parks, the flower beds are immaculate.
Jim believes his franchisees have a case for compensation totalling $7 million taxpayer dollars.
If the Premier halts this today or tomorrow, we won't go any further.
On Sunday, Premier Daniel Andrews will announce his roadmap to recovery, but right now there are many more questions than answers.
Still a lot of uncertainty and anxiety around, well, what exactly is going to happen?
Drew Westfield runs South Yarra's Gripped Gym, which hasn't had a workout in weeks.
What's it like seeing it like this?
It does, obviously being empty, it does feel like the soul of the place has been taken out.
Our biggest concern is people's mental health, and that's what we're trying to help with. We will follow any guidelines that's required. We'll take the strictest measures in terms of hygiene, masks, social distancing.
Drew's calling for personal trainers to be considered allied health workers like physios.
So what we're really asking for is for the health and fitness industry to be considered as one of the first industries to have restrictions removed off them, allow gyms and other studios to scale down what they do to reflect any guidelines that need to be met.
You go from reduced trade to zero trade.
At nearby clothing boutique Casa Amak, Tom Langford fears his shopfront could be confined to history.
We've obviously been forced to work a different way, so we'd have to ask ourselves if that's the way forward for us. You know, is it necessary to have this shop, for example? Are our customers going to come back and want to shop the old-fashioned way?
Well, the hospitality industry has been on its knees for nearly 6 months.
Wes Lambert from Restaurants and Catering Australia represents tens of thousands of hospitality traders.
I do know that there are many restaurateurs that are ready to reopen, that have been doing takeaway and delivery and grocery and other bespoke experiences for their customers. Those will be the fastest and easiest to get bums on seats, but they will need enough notice to ensure that they can get staff and supplies in.
You see these empty footpaths in this empty CBD. Let us trade, let us put tables and chairs so we can serve foods. Before March, this was the most prosperous part of the town. This would be the most packed. Like right now, you look outside, there's not even a soul. and government's not giving us. Neither the mayor of the Melbourne CBD, she has no plan for us. Or Daniel Andrew, our premier, has no plan. He just keep telling, stay home, stay home, stay home. How long can we stay home?
Melbourne Lord Mayor Sally Capp.
There's a big component of the work that's about bringing more of Melbourne outside, and that's everything from on-street dining through to performances, exhibitions, all sorts of festival activity that could happen outside instead of inside.
Jim, Drew, Tom and Jesse may have never met, but they share a common bond.
You know, to not have any certainty into what seems to be the last minute is almost impossible for us to plan. As much as we can probably in a clothing store open our doors literally one day and start serving customers, you've obviously got to have the right stock to make any sort of money. So for us, that's the hardest bit, not knowing.
We need a clear guidelines, and we need a clear guidelines a couple of weeks in advance.